I'm Maya Doms from BFC, and you're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
Played a very good game today, moved the ball around well, created problems for us all over the field, and it was a quality side today, and we just then matched their intensity. And actually, well, if I go back to the first 10 minutes or so, we had some opportunities there early on, and what I told the team is we got to be better in their final third decisions and putting things away. First 15-20 minutes we had a few chances, then toward the end of the game we made some changes. It added some energy and a little bit more structure, and then we had opportunities there at the end. But at the end of the day, Angel City had a great performance today, and they were just the better team.
Paul, go ahead. Paula Margarita in 10 a.m. Let's talk about how important this tournament for you guys as a new club and the experience for the players, and also have a question in Spanish. Ustedes van a estar enfrentándose con América el próximo viernes. Qué importante es prepararse para ese juego y la experiencia de estar con un equipo internacional. Gracias, buenas noches.
Gracias. So it's exactly what we're using this tournament for. We said we want to give minutes and playing time to some of our younger players that haven't gotten the experience. And there's no better way than going out here and playing an excellent team, just like they last week when they played San Diego. San Diego, I think, had most of their starters on the field. And we are counting on all of our younger players to help us through the playoffs, because we're gonna shoot for that, right? And I know we're gonna make the playoffs, so we're gonna need every single player to make a difference. So the fact that they have these opportunities, this is excellent for the Summer Cup, at least for us. That's how we're looking at it. And then it also allows us to rest some of our players that have gotten a lot of minutes. So it's just managing that, and so it served a purpose. Obviously, we're all competitors, and we would like to get a win, but it didn't go that way. And para el juego contra la Club América es muy importante para nosotros ganar ese último juego, porque ahora va a estar más cerca a la liga cuando jugamos contra Utah. Yo le dije al equipo, ahora ya experimento un poco, ¿verdad? Y ahora vamos a ir con un juego muy fuerte con Club América, que es un equipo muy excelente, y ahora ya veremos, y porque la verdad nos necesitamos preparar muy bien. Pero lo más importante es prepararnos para Utah, y entonces tenemos que tener un buen juego con Club América, y eso va a ser lo que vamos a tratar de hacer.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Other questions? Christian?
What is that, emotional swing like when you guys did 3 really good shots in the first 4 minutes, and then you have kind of an inadvertent own goal and all that work, and you end up down 1-0?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's that's football for you, but with experience and time, you're able to overcome that, right? Because that's going to happen from game to game. But there was a huge change after that. We had those opportunities, as you mentioned, and we just didn't put that away. Then we had an own goal, and for whatever reason, which is something we don't see often from this team, we just kind of got a little deflated. And all of a sudden, they just started running at us. So they kind of rose up, and we dropped the level, and then that's where it created all sorts of problems for us, and then we had to solve it later on in the game. But yeah, incredibly frustrating as a coach, because hey, we came out to play, we've got this young group, we're getting in there, we're creating chances, and creating corner kicks. It's gonna come, and all of a sudden, just like that. But hey, that's the game. We should be able to understand we're having a good run. We're creating things. Let's not change anything we were doing. And for whatever reason, then we started kind of falling back, gave them space, and then that's when you give this team space, because they do play some good football, then they're just knocking it around us. So yeah, incredibly frustrating, but it's something that, yes, we're a young team, but I don't even consider that anymore. We're halfway through the season. We're in that 8th spot. Like, no, we belong here, and we can play against anyone in this league, and I've been saying it. So now we've got to find a way, regardless of what happens. If things aren't going our way, we have to kind of turn the tide, right, and deal with that adversity that's thrown at us. So we'll get better.
Oh, yeah. Brian, and then Charlotte?
And you alluded to it there, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, that you were going to use this to see what you have. So you've played 2 games in this. What have you seen of some players that, okay, I didn't know maybe I had that, and now I've got to see a lot more of them?
Right, so you can't just go off one game or even the second game, because this is what also plays into it. Some of these younger players played 90 minutes just a week ago. it's the first time they've played 90 minutes. And to ask them to now play another 90 minutes or even 60 minutes is actually quite a bit of on their bodies. And so this game, it was a little bit more we're looking for is how did they respond up here? Because we knew physically they may not have that energy, but were they able to cope with it? And I thought some of them could have done a much better job. But we understand that this is their second time that some of them have just been thrown into, one of the best leagues in the world. And so I'm not going to go and mention any individual names, but we've seen players that we were very happy with and that they've performed. And there's some that are like, okay, they just need a little bit more time, right? And now we have to, as a staff, find a way to get them those minutes, and they have to earn it as well. Have to earn it in practices, and when they get the opportunities in the field, once the league starts, then just like I always go back to Kiki playing, she comes in, she steps in. But some of those players, just have done well, but they just have to continue to impress.
So can I, if I have
One follow.
can I have a quick follow-up? So they threw an extra game in at you. One of the best women's teams out there playing. And so it's in between two road matches there. Are you going in? I know you use this tournament to see kind of maybe what you had behind you. Are you going to use that one to see how your starters stack up against one of the best teams in the world?
Haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Been thinking about it quite a bit. First of all, what a great opportunity for us to play FC Barcelona. As you said, the best women's team in the world, and it'll be a great test for us. But our ultimate goal is let's make playoffs. Let's win an NWSL championship. And you're right, it's right in the middle between Utah, tough place to go and play and then fly out, and then we've got Portland, correct? Yeah, it's Portland right afterwards. An excellent team. So we're still trying to figure out how we're going to manage that. Great opportunity for the club, but we have to make sure that we do what's best for our team and the playoff run.
Cheryl, go ahead.
You got into the frustration of the own goal earlier. How would you overall evaluate the defense tonight?
Well, up until that game, goal, I thought we were solid defensively, and then as the game went on, they did create some problems for us with NCE coming into the midfield, Vignola getting high, and we were giving them too much time. So it's not necessarily the defense in the back, it's the lack of pressure that we applied in the midfield and further up the field. And then that created more opportunities for them. So defensively, I thought that we were sound with our back four, but overall as a team, could be much better.
Mark, go ahead.
Coach, as you said, this is a tournament where you want to evaluate your own players, and I think a couple of them struggled tonight about mentioning names, but one in particular that played well, especially in the second half, was Savvy, and we just kind of thought about her performance and how she kind of just led the charge and was kind of picking everyone up in that second half.
Yeah, no, I mean, and this is exactly what we're asking of Savvy, is to be more aggressive, to get forward, to have an impact on the field, both defensively and in the attack. And we know she can defend against anyone in the world. 1v1, she's excellent. But what you saw in that second half, once we started kind of getting a little bit more control of the ball, because we didn't necessarily have that early on in the game, so it's hard to ask that of her, but once we had a control, she was getting forward, she was creating chances for us, and Alyssa did it on the left side as well when she came in, right? That's why she's been playing a lot for us as well. But credit to Savvy, she read the right moments to get forward, and it was a combination of us having a much better second half, the second part of the second half, and then her just having that mentality that I've got nothing to lose, let's go forward and let's create chances, and hopefully she continues to do that rest of the season.
Let's take one last one. Christian, you want to wrap us up on this one?
How did Princess's activity change things for you guys in the second half?
Well, as you can see, Princess is a very talented player. She only played 30 minutes because she was only limited to 30 minutes. She went to Ghana with the national team, came back injured, and this week she only practiced twice. Right, so we only had her for 30 minutes. I was really excited to give her a lot more minutes. I wanted her to play against San Diego because she had a great game before she left for the international break, and she came back injured, so a little disappointing because she has that quality. she can beat anyone 1v1. Now, it's also her decision making because she'll do some incredible things, but then now it's also utilizing her players, and that's why it's important that we give her minutes. But unfortunately for this game, we were limited, and the medical staff made it very clear that she could only play 30 minutes, and I wanted to throw her in there a lot longer, but I'll pick and choose my battles.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll wrap Albertine on that one.
Hi, y'all. I'm NFL reporter Jen Hale. You are watching Bay Area Sports Wrap. Please give my friend a like and follow his channel on YouTube. He does a fantastic job.